Okay, let's start. 150th regular session of the 20th City Council is now called to order. Please rise. Invocation by Honorable Councilor Agapito Suwan, followed by the singing Lupang Hinirang and the Cagayan de Oro March. Please rise.
Let us be aware of the holy presence of God. May I request everyone to please stand. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, you are the lawgiver, and it is law that whoever waits upon you shall be renewed in strength. So we claim that strength, Lord. We claim the wisdom, the knowledge, the guidance, that we may be effective and efficient in our dealings today. Lord, we ask for your blessings and your grace, for we are nothing without your presence. Lord, bless the people in this chamber, and most importantly, bless the people of Cagayan de Oro City. This we ask in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisikin, sa nagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitindig. Lumalang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please be seated. Mr. Secretary, please do the roll call.
Honorable City Vice Mayor Jocelyn B. Rodriguez, Presiding Officer. For the 1st District Councilors, Honorable Agapito Roberto G. Swan, Honorable Roger G. Abaday, Honorable J.R. Pascual, Honorable Amy Rose P. Moreno, Honorable Romeo V. Calizo, Honorable George S. Gawking, Honorable Jose Pepe S. Abo Jr., Honorable Malvern E. Esparcia.
For the second district councilors, Honorable Ivona Yasin B. Imanu, Honorable Maria Lourdes Esgaani, Honorable Joylene Mercedes El Balaba, Honorable James K. Judith II, Honorable Ian Mark Yunakaya, Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas, Honorable Christian Rostico M. Achas, Honorable Josette G. Magtahas Daba. For the ex-officio members, Honorable Yan Lam S. Lim, Liga ng mga Barangay President, Honorable Kenneth John D. Sakala, CKSK Federation President, and Honorable Dato Roberto P. Cabaring, IPMR. There is quorum, Madam Presiding Officer.
Quorum is hereby certified. May hapon sa tanan. Sorry no for not wearing the proper attire right now. We're supposed to wear Filipiniana and Barong as directed by the Civil Service Commission. So, gikan magugkon ni guest speaker ko karon sa limkit kay, so pagabot diretso na lang ko din kay that was 12 past. So, we are required to wear Barong and Filipiniana. So, dili gyud pwede sa ang atong Amerikana. Di ba? Kay kuan man memo man sa civil service. So hopefully next Monday, because first Monday of the month is ASEAN. Any attire ASEAN. Malaysia, Cambodia, Thailand, guban pa nga countries, no? Pero apil gyapon ng Pilipinas ana. Dayon, the succeeding Mondays for the entire month, mo na siya ang Filipiniana and Barong. So this is very clear. So, wala na yung mag-Amerikana, ha? Councilor Cabaring? And Attorney Joey Abu? And as Agaswan also, no? So, balik ta sa atong Barong and Filipiniana. So, may hapon sa tanan. Of course, our friends from media, our visitors who are watching right now, those who are from fellow Cagayanons, maayong hapon kanatong tanan. So, let us proceed. Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Edgar Cabanlas.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer, our beautiful, very energetic, industrious Vice Mayor Bibot Rodriguez. You know, we have a provision in our House rules, but violation of our dress code is penalized by 1,000 pesos for the Turks.
Pangulit ta.
Iba 1,000 to, atong 1,000. So, sa itong dili, ma'am, bayad lang 1,000.
Yeah, pamayad na mo.
Itong kaikaon. So, Madam Chair, may hapon tanan sa mga utan ng membro sa City Council. Special session sa March 18. Sige. Friends present here at the gallery, people of Cagayan de Oro, may hapon sa tanan. Madam Chair, may I move to dispense the reading of the minutes of the previous regular session on March 3, 2025, and the special session of this council on March 5, 2025.
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve the minutes of the
Any
session
second?
mentioned.
Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
On the special report portion of this session, we have two members of the City Council who are intending to render special reports. First, Councilor James Judith, regarding status of drainage system at Cronin, Kaumanan, which were covered by vegetation. And the second is Councilor Roger Abaday, who will be reporting on the water district. And Councilor Atsas on the septage ordinance. So
Okay. Okay, let us, may I request Councilor Attorney James Judith, you have the floor. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader.
Sa atong presiding officer, Madam Vice Mayor Jocelyn Bebot Rodriguez, akong tinahod ng mga kauban sa konseho, mga bisita, membro sa prensa o katawhan sa Dagbayan sa Cagayan de Oro, maupay. Madam Chair, Bahin sa akong special report, ako kining gidala nga butang dinhi sa hawanan sa atong konseho. Kay dugay ra ni nga problema giatubang sa atong mga lumulupyo diha sa utlanan sa barangay Kamamanan ug barangay Lapasan. Partikularmente na gyud diha sa may Cronin ug gawas gyud sa kining compound sa Canusian Sisters. Kay diang dapita na ay bahin sa atong Bitanag Creek nga gadagan. Dili day sa akong correction day sa akong gibutang dia nga nomenclature sa akong special report nga drainage. Isa day sa kakuan day Boss Torx, kining creek, ang Bitanag Creek. Binakog drainage kay nasiminto mangod siya. So Bitanag Creek. So Madam Chair, naadya gadagan ang naibahin sa Bitanag Creek sa maong dapit. Sa atong pagsusi kay dugay naman pud ni nga reklamo sa atong nga katawhan diha. Ang mao ay nga creek na bulit sa mga punuan, sagbot, mga tanom, bato, balas ug yuta. Tungod sa gitawag nato nga krisyon or dagan sa pagdagayday sa Bitanag Creek. Unya kung moabot labi na karong panahon nga ting-ulan, moapaw ang maubaling sapa-sapa dito dayon ang madamay dayon ang mga kabalayan nga naadya gyud sa gawas gyud nga bahin sa compound sa atong Canusian Sisters. Dugay na ni nila nga problema gyatubang o naaba man gani nagsugyot nga kini magpahina na lang sila. Apan sa nagduwa sila sa pagpahina kay naay may engineer nga nainlantaw sa mga baling nga dapit nga ingon dili makaya tungod sa volume sa hugaw apil na pud basura di ay og sa kining mga yuta nga nagtipon og nagtapok bali sa maong dapita nga mao nang gakabara ang dagan sa Bitanag Creek dili makagawas paingon didto sa Makalar Bay. Ang mahitabo dayon Madam Chair kay mo backflow man dayon ang kay di man makagawas bali ang dinaganan bali ang tubig sa atong Bitanag Creek magbaha dayon diha sa may bahin sa Jerbora Extension paingon na dayon diha sa may ubos nga bahin sa San Miguel Village, diha pod dayon sa Makahalar, diha sa may Pimentel, didto sa RTMI, sa likod sa Barangay 35, 36, paingon sa Maria Reina, didto dayon nga pipila ka bahin sa may elementary school sa Kamamanan. Ang ilalangan yung Madam Chair nga kung mahimo maaksyonan ang maubaling problema nila kay labi na gyud nga gikinanlan gyud ang mga dili tiaw bali ang mga dagko nga mga kahimanan sama sa kining bako o dump truck dili madala sa mga pipila lang ka mga manpowers or man hours nga ihatag bali sa atong mga residente diha nga dapit. Labi na gyud Madam Chair nga karon nga tuod ting init apan matud pa sa pag-asa na amang kuno ang hulga gyapon ni La Nina. Therefore, at this juncture, Madam Chair, I move to refer this matter to unsa gani Boss Torx, Committee on Public Utilities or Infra. Committee or Madam Chair on Committee on Infra aron nga matagaan og pagtagad or maaksyonan ang mga problema sa atong mga kaigsunan sa barangay Kamamanan ug barangay Lapasan. Dinhi nila ko kutob Madam Chair, daghang salamat ug asdang
Okay,
kagayan.
thank you very much. Refer to the Committee on Infra, chaired by Councilor Attorney Edgar Cabanlas. Okay, our next speaker, Councilor Roger Abaday, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer, Honorable Vice Mayor Jocelyn Bibot Rodriguez, my esteemed colleagues in the 20th City Council, our friends from the media, and those people who are watching to us physically and via live stream. May hapon sa tanan. Ini akong special report will serve as a reiteration and furtherance of my proposed and approved resolution urging this august body to constitute as committee of the whole to invite both the regular and interim board of CAUDI to shed light on us on pressing issues, legal issues regarding surrounding the extension of the interim board management takeover, the COAS submission report, and the hiring of job orders, which the CEC Civil Service has rejected because of other legal documents, and the rest. No? Now, kapoy na yung ang mga tao sa pagpaminaw ng problema sa water district, no? Di dako kayong paglaom, di Cagayan de Oro consumers, kita has high hopes that the interim general manager and board, which was installed by COA, LUA should say, would address and resolve the long-standing water service issues in the city. Now, it was expected that they would take immediate and effective action to resolve the bulk water contract dispute with Kobe. Unfortunately, the recent action of the interim GM board and officers appear to favor the private sector, particularly Kobe. This is evident in their statement acknowledging Kobe's 159 million alleged collectible and recognizing an increase the purchase price of bulk water from 16 pesos to 21 pesos per cubic meter. This decision practically affirms a contractual provision for an automatic 40% tariff increase in bulk water cost to the public by July 2025, which will be directly burden our constituents. Now, pertaining to the alleged problem of COUD, like NRW, non-revenue water, according to my reliable source, the regular board and management have already implemented reduction program and has attained a reduction of 8% over 4 years, similar to Manila Water's annual rate reduction. The LUA, according to the regular board and management, has questionable capacity in reducing the NRW or non-revenue water. In fact, according to the regular board, the interim officers just copied the programs already designed and implemented by them. If this is so, the presence of interim officers in Kaudi has brought so much problem than solution. Dapat ang gipadala unta nag-take over dinhi sa gipadala sa luwa kadtong mga expert or technocrats, high-skilled troubleshooters sa water system field of management. The right person to resolve the situation of our water system, not those who are just like fishing expedition. Nangita lang og sayop rather than a solution. Munang natabo karon sa atong padagan sa water district. For example, according to the regular officers, the water project in Ipunan was not implemented and the pipeline rehabilitation in Villa Ernesto and Makabalan were delayed. The working relationship amongst employees were severed and tainted. Employees who were harassed and abused, their management ruled by faith. Na ako'y na-receive ng mga documents, gipailan ang mga kaso ang mga management officers sa mga interim GN board. And in fact, they were suspended by their own board. Now, if the LUA's intervention will not be stopped, delivery of service will greatly compromise. Luoy ang mga empleyado sa Kaudi, they are put into a quandary, nalibog na sila in town kung kinsay ilang kumanon, ang interim officers ba o ang regular officers. Magkapikto kini sa ilang serbisyo sa katawan sa Cagayan de Oro. May piktuhan sab, ilabi na ang maayong pagserbisyo sa panubig dinhi sa atong dakbayan. And we will not allow this nga ang Imperial Manila like the LUA will undermine us. Gakabasa ko sa akong TV, I hope it is a correct channel, na may mga unseen hand over this controversy. I hope this is not true. No? Now, in view hereof, Madam Chair and my colleague, I therefore beseech your kind support, if it is not too much for you. my esteemed colleagues that this council will pass a resolution urging, or what may be the appropriate term, that the city mayor to exercise the proprietary powers of the city and end the LUA takeover so that the regular board of directors and the officers can exercise their powers without impediment pursuant to PD 198. In fact, I asked the assistance of our SP Secretary to locate the Sangguniang Panglungsod resolution number 25 series of 1973 and has furnished me regarding the resolution creating the city of Cagayan de Oro Water District. This is in support of the authority affirming the LGU under this resolution, affirming that the LGU has an equity amounting to 800,000 pesos through the passage of this resolution. So I am pleading for the services of the SP has already provided with this resolution, and I am requesting the council that this August body that we will review this city's resolution with the city's intervention, with justifying the city intervention for the best interest of the public. In a proper time, I will propose this for the inclusion of the regular agenda of this report, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abaday. So, are we going to have this resolution now? Later for inclusion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Majority
there
Floor
is no
Leader.
specific resolution. We will just wait later on in the proper time. What
Okay.
will be the text of that resolution?
Okay, sige, thank you. Yes, Councilor Attorney James Judith.
Madam Chair, isip lang dugang sa gihimong special report ni Consel Roger Abaday. Ang ako lang kay naman to yang nabungat nga 40% kuno nga increase nga sa singil sa tubig. Kana, Madam Chair, ug sa ato baling katawhan dapat masayod nga mapugnan unta ang mao nga 40% nga increase sa singil bali sa atong tubig kung kay kana nakabase raman sa parametric formula sa kontrobersyal nga kontrata ni Water District ug Dicobi. Pero kung isunod ta sa naanda nato nga sistema nga diin magpetisyon ang Water District kung kinahanglanon or justified ang pag-increase sa singil sa tubig, dili moabot og 40%. So mo na nagpabilin karon nga ang pinakaimportante nga issue gawas aning uban nga nakadugang ang intervention ug uban pa mao gyud gyapon ang kontrata. So akong balikon, kung mawala ang kontrata, kung maanular sa korte, dili 40% ang increase kay kinahanglanon magyapon nato, moamin ko nga kinahanglanon magyapon nato ang pag-increase. Pero dili moabot og 40% nga mobase sa parametric formula sa controversial nga kontrata ni Water District ug Dicobi. Kung naaman galing, dili moabot niya na moabot ra gyud og 15% ang maximum. Daghang salamat, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Any more comment? Okay, our next speaker. Oh, okay. Councilor Ayana Chas, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Madam Presiding Officer, honorable members of the 20th Council, friends from media and people watching online on a pleasant afternoon. As an opening statement, let me cite that we have delegated the legislative power that is originally vested to the Congress of the Philippines. This duly granted delegated include police power. This is to enact laws, regulates and and craft and approve ordinance that we think it is beneficial to the welfare of the people without favor to only one sector. It must be just and equal to the people similarly situated, that the basic principle of equal protection clause that was enshrined in our Constitution. Having said, Madam Presiding Officer, the Committee on Environment conducted committee meeting last February 28, 2025. Usa sa mga items sa agenda is ang presentation of the CLEANRO relative to the ordinance number 14990-2024, amending ordinance number 13827-2020, otherwise known as the Septage and Sewerage Management System of Cagayan de Oro. Luckily, Madam Presiding Officer, I was there attending to that meeting. To our surprise, the Section 6 sa among ordinance nalatid ang phrase na no business owner shall be issued a renewed business permit unless he or she has obtained the necessary clearances, permits such as discharge permits, environmental sanitation clearances, and certificate of disposal from an accredited service provider. And for the new structure, no permits shall be issued for the entities without water treatment facility. I am manifesting my opposition to this ordinance for the following reason. Number one, this ordinance has no board. It is made purely more on technical issues, knowing that there has no existing board to create the internal rules and regulations to make this ordinance more effective. Number two, this ordinance is not fair and not just because the very nature of this ordinance favoring a limited player. Section 13 of the said ordinance is stating only those service providers that must have at least the minimum of 20 years of proven track and experience can be qualified to be a provider. This phrase in the amendment signifies that they are favoring a limited player, Madam Presiding Officer. This will create monopoly and not opening the doors to other players whom is capable of rendering such services but not securing 20 years of experience. 20 years, Madam Presiding Officer, is very long, not open to other players. It is elementary in statutory construction that the law or ordinances that is contrary to law, public moral, and public policy must strike down. No less than our constitutions guarantee the equal opportunity to anyone similar situated in the guise of equal protection clause. The amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, is not in line with the due process kay wala kini nasubay sa proseso. Pag-amin niini wala ni agi sa committee meeting, and in fact mas maayo gani if nag-agi sa public hearing. Gi-certified urgent lang kini og include sa special session adtong December 19, 2024 for the reason we do not know, Madam Presiding Officer. However, ang pangutana, Madam Presiding Officer, ngano dalion man nga as well all know, without complying the basic and fundamental requirement such as due process, the ordinance can be void. Above all, Madam Presiding Officer, may I request and pray that this ordinance shall be amended again and open to public hearing. Madam Presiding Officer, that is all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Ayan Achas. Yes, Councilor Romeo Calisto, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. With due respect to the special reporter, last week we had a meeting conducted by the Committee on Environment, and there we invited the stakeholders. These are supposed to be companies that are the potential applicants in this business, Madam Chair. And of course, we identified probably some gaps, some glitches in the proposed amendment. Although it's already approved, and indeed it might not have followed the appropriate legislative process, there was already the willingness of the committee to have the appropriate amendments so as to erase the elements of bias, elements of improprieties. And there we agreed, I think Councilor Ayan Achas was there, Councilor Aimee Moreno was there, and Councilor Spacia was there also. So that even if it's already approved, that's still ready for further amendment. Because if we declare this void, it might go through a lengthy process again. So I think the proper manner of rectification is to identify what are the glitches in this particular ordinance, and then right away we identify what are wrong, and then we correct them, so that this will be ready for immediate implementation, because the septage sewerage is becoming a bigger problem in our city. Now, if we will again, well then, I agree. The passage of this ordinance through the appropriate legislative manner, Madam Chair, might be as well followed para lang matubag ang complaint, no? But probably the observation of our colleagues in the council. So again, there were suggestions, and this came from the stakeholders themselves. And this may probably have been jotted down by the secretariat. And this will be exactly the points that should be included in the rectification process, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Romeo Calisto. Yes, Councilor Roger Abaday.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer. Now, there's a saying that there is no hard and fast rule. There is no perfect law. Now, actually, admittedly, that ordinance was passed, approved. Even the special reporter has approved this ordinance, certified urgent during the previous meeting. The purpose of returning back to my committee, it was returned to my committee for FYI, for information to stakeholders, katong mga providers sa wastewater treatment and sewerage. There is one cited by the special reporter that there is one section there that requires a minimum years that the applicant, that this provider, will meet the 20-year like that 20-year requirement standard. It provides a standard qualification of service provider. In order that there is no fly-by-night, kanilang mga contractor nga bisag walay mga himan, walay mga equipo, they can avail. That's the purpose of the standard. But that's why the provider were invited, so that they will have to share their comments and observation if that is viable. So there were, what's agreed? It was agreed that we will revise, or we will adjust the number of years of experience for the provider. But that is one section there is creation of the board, and it was suggested that since the board has not yet been constituted, I suggested that the board will be immediately be formed, and it is the board, member of the board, who will amend any provision that is contrary to what has been suggested by those provider present. So wala man sila problema nga that's why we noted their comments, what are comments, then that is subject for revision of that ordinance. So City Legal Office, we bring back that to the City Legal Office for review. Then we'll schedule that for whatever recommendation of the City Legal Office and the next session, in the next committee meeting. Then it is the board now will be the one to draft the final context of that ordinance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abada. Yes, Councilor Ayan Mark Nakaya, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I thought that your attire still suits the requirement
Really?
from our standpoint.
Filipiniana, modern.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. As a last termer, just like Councilor General Romeo Calizo, I hope that we can impart from the knowledge and the experiences that we have gathered, accumulated along the way, from understanding the local government code, as well as how things are done in the council, whether written or unwritten traditions, it's our obligation to share, Madam Presiding Officer. When there is a certified urgent issued by the city mayor, it does not mean that the council would approve outright or disapprove outright immediately within 1 week. The requirement there in the local government code is for the Sangguniang to act on matters issued by the chief executive as certified urgent within 1 week. It does not mean, again, for the outright approval or disapproval of the council. It can also mean within 1 week, once it's calendared in the council, not at the committee level, but in the plenary level, the city council can also take cognizance by referring it to the committee concerned. Because what happened, Madam Presiding Officer, I've heard that after our approval, there and then, the executive, through some channels, requested our committee to hold public hearing and discussion as regards its implementation. That should not be the case. The role there after the enactment would be the executive to do their task by way of informing the stakeholders as regards the details and information, including the regulatory measures enacted by the city council. It's no longer the role of the Committee on Environment, but the Committee on Environment, of course, took the responsibility outright, considering that it's Councilor Roger Abaday. Mudawat kini bisag unsa nga responsibility nga ihatag sa iya. At any rate, that's just an enlightenment to matters regarding what do you call this? Certified urgent, Madam Presiding Officer. And considering that if there is a regulatory enactment or proposal, especially imposing fees and charges, there should be a public hearing or consultation, at least. So that's what was lacking during that consideration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Ayan Nakaya. So they have to go back then for public consultation if that is lacking.
Actually, it's not
Even if
void,
it's approved?
it's not voidable, considering that it was enacted already. If it is challenged before the court, it would be the court to decide whether certain elements were not considered by the council. So up to this present time, considering that there is no decision on the matter before the court, Madam Presiding Officer, the ordinance was perfectly enacted.
So the amendment, so the amendment can be done by the board when
By-
there
by
is
this
already
council.
IRR
By this council,
by this council.
yes.
Pero katong because he wanted an amendment of the ordinance that goes again back to the committee
Yes.
for amendment
Yes.
with the board, with the members of the board,
Council.
council,
The committee,
committee, and
Yeah.
council.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
So meaning that okay.
The proposed amendment now
Yeah.
pending before the committee is those measures that maybe perhaps improve the ordinance. And as I have said earlier, considering that there is no decision of a judge as regards the matter. So it was perfectly enacted. And considering that it's perfectly enacted, if there is a measure that would amend or modify the ordinance, it's still perfectly in the same process as how we enact ordinances or amendments, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, got it. Thank you very much, Councilor Ian Magtakaya. Yes, Councilor Roger Abaday.
Thank you very much. Correct is the explanation of Councilor Ayan. Actually, honestly, I refrain from accepting that ordinance to be back to my committee for hearing because it was already approved. But because of the request of the city legal office, because we need that as an attachment for our application, because we are constructing a sewerage, water sewerage somewhere here. And that is part of the attachment that there should be an ordinance that creating that. So I deal with the request, then whatever correction, whatever amendment, then that should be done. That it should be unsay mga suggestion sa mga kuan, mga katong mga gipang-imbitar nga mga proponents, then that will be served as an amendments or revision of that or ordinance. So katong kuan is served as a public hearing or for information to those who wanted to propose or to provide us services for the construction of sewerage and water treatment in the city. So the mayor might, the city legal office might have seen some areas that should be corrected. That is why there is a board now. I suggested to the body during the hearing that it is the board now will propose whatever amendments or whatever revision of such ordinance to the council so that will be corrected. So that's what happened, Madam Chair and my colleagues.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abaday. Yes, Councilor Attorney James Judith, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Bot ko lang sakyan, Madam Chair, ang unsay makuha nato nga kinaadman baligikan kang Konsehal Ayan Mark Nakaya tungod sa iyang taas-taas na bali nga kasinatian dinhi sa konseho isip veterano bali nga konsehal. Ara kalamdagan lang po nako personal, Madam Chair, kung tanan bagyod nga mga ordinansa dinhi sa atong konseho, unsa ba ang mga ordinansa nga gikinahanglan o public hearing o public consultation ug unsa pod nga mga ordinansa ang dili na nato kinahanglan o public hearing o public consultation.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Ayan Mark Nakaya. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, and for the question, Councilor James. Based on the provisions of the Local Government Code, number 1 is tax. Number 2, regulatory, which imposes fees and charges. And that's all. Secretary Turks, that's all. That's the requirement. But it's vested upon us as representative to consult. There are ordinances that would provide impact on certain functioning of the society, like traffic. Traffic can redirect the flow of the public. In other words, when you say no left turn, no parking, that has an impact on the public. So you have to consult all those affected. And if there are fees and charges, that would entail the assessment of real property, that would entail the imposition of regulatory fees. Like I understand in the subject special report of Councilor Achas that there are fees to be imposed. You have to consult and inform the public, not the other way around after the enactment. So prior to the enactment, you have to consult the public because there are fees and charges. Just like this water issue now. There is an impending before LOA, which has not, I do not know if it was already perfected by Cagayan de Oro Water District, its proposal to LOA, but they have to consult. But some abbreviations, maybe perhaps we have to be conscious and aware if those abbreviations of consultation is just through media outfits, that's a problem. And that would be considered as consultation already, not the consensus of the council as representative. That's a problem. So we have to be aware of any and all concerns. For as long as there is tax, there is regulatory fees and charges, that is a requirement, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay.
That's the answer. And to all other regulatory
That
ordinances,
concerns public interest.
those who have been impacted by the proposal should be consulted.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councilor Ayan Magdakaya. Any more? Okay, no more? Okay, thank you. So, that you refer to the committee. Okay. So let's proceed. Majority Floor Leader, Attorney Edgar Cabanlas.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Chair. We proceed to our business of the day. Item 1, Turks, please. Bahay na ta.
For omnibus approval, item 1, proposed resolution numbers 2025-1021 to proposed resolution number 2025-1023, declaring as operative in their entirety effective on the date fixed therein, the herein mentioned barangay ordinances covering the annual budget for calendar year 2025 of the herein specified barangays of Cagayan de Oro City, to wit, Barangay Council of Cugman, Ordinance Number 001, Series of 2025, with an estimated income of 33,264,588. Barangay Council of Gusa, Ordinance Number 1-2025, Series of 2025, with an estimated income of 39,668,622 pesos. And Barangay Council of San Simon, Ordinance Number 01, Series of 2025, with an estimated income of 6,279,609 pesos.
Madam Chair, may I request Councilor Alam Lim be recognized?
Councilor Alam Lim, you are recognized.
Madam Chair, may hapon sa tanan. Everything is in order. I vote for the omnibus approval. Proposed resolution number 2025-1021, 2025-1022, proposed resolution number 2025-1023.
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Item 2, proposed resolution 2025-1024 declaring as operative in its entirety effective on the date fixed therein. Resolution number 2, series of 2025 of the Sangguniang Kabataan o Barangay Tignapuluan, the city, covering its annual budget for CY 2025 with an estimated income of 975,588 pesos. May I request, Madam Chair, that Councilor Kenneth Sakala be recognized?
Councilor Kenneth Sakala, you are recognized.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. And move for the approval of the proposed resolution number 2025-1024. Thank you.
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Item 3, proposed ordinance number 2025-730, approving the preliminary subdivision development plan, PSDP, the Ridge Garden Project 2, condominium towers with 8-story each building located in Barangay Makasandig, the city, with an area of 3,502.91 square meters containing 326 units under PD 957 as applied for by AG Developers Corporation represented by Mr. Pablo Miguel Zurita, subject to the conditions imposed by the City Engineering Office, City Housing and Urban Development Department. I move for its approval, Madam Chair.
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second. Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For inclusion, Madam Chair, move to include items 4 to 7
Any second?
and 8, I think the proposed.
8? Na 8?
Patong proposed resolution ni. But we don't have the definite text of that resolution. 7.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Councilor Roger Abaday.
I am withdrawing my proposal for the inclusion of that
Yes,
resolution,
very good.
suggesting the mayor to exercise
We're gonna
protective.
take the mayor.
Instead, I am proposing that the committee as a whole will be convened as early as possible to take
Okay.
up this matter.
So it's now committee as a whole. Oh, no.
There was already.
Before. Okay. So,
We
okay.
created a committee already.
Yeah.
Ah.
So again, refer to the committee as a whole.
And it was
No.
we appointed Councilor Calci to be the chairman of that.
Okay.
committee,
Sige.
Being the chairman of the Committee on Public Utilities.
Okay.
So wala
Okay.
na to.
Okay na to, Councilor
Di na to,
Roger.
di na to pwede si Mayor at to sensultiyan. So ko, hungungin na lang dito. Item 4.
Depa, wala pa ako nag-approve. And the second, inclusion. Second, an objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Item 4, proposed ordinance number 2025-731, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the city government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the memorandum of agreement with the Department of Education Division of Cagayan de Oro City, DepEd CDO, represented by its schools division superintendent, Dr. Roy Angelo Gazo, covering the collaboration of the parties for the use of schools or child development centers as temporary evacuation centers for families and individuals affected by disasters per DepEd Order Number 33, Series of 2021, under the terms and conditions stipulated therein. May I request Councilor Suset Magtas, dama?
Councilor Suset Magtahas, you just arrived on time. But Councilor J. Pascual? Anyway, proceed.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair and Majority Floor Leader. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Move to approve proposed ordinance number 2025-731.
And a second?
Second.
Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve in second final reading.
Second, objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Item 5, proposed ordinance number 2025-732, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the city government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the memorandum of agreement with the National Food Authority, represented by its OIC manager, Karen A. Retiza, covering the implementation of the NFA rice sale program for the city of Cagayan de Oro under the terms and conditions stipulated therein. May I request Councilor J. Rua Pascual?
Okay, now here, Councilor J. Pascual. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. May hapon sa tanan. Move to approve proposed ordinance number 2025-732.
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve in second final reading.
Second, objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Item 6, proposed ordinance number 2025-733, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the city government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the memorandum of agreement with the municipal government of Malitbog, Bukidnon, represented by its municipal mayor, Honorable Gary D. Casino, covering the collaboration of the parties in the establishment of the assistance and network monitoring system, including initiatives for the preservation and conservation of the Cagayan de Oro River Basin through the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Department under the terms and conditions stipulated therein. Move for its approval, Madam Chair.
Any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve in second final reading.
Second, Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Item 7, proposed ordinance number 2025-734, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the city government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the memorandum of agreement with the municipal government of Sumilao, Bukidnon, represented by its municipal mayor, Honorable Jose Antonio Villo, covering the collaboration of the parties in the establishment of the assistance and network monitoring system, including initiatives for the preservation and conservation of the Cagayan de Oro River Basin through the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Department under the terms and conditions stipulated therein. May I request Councilor Roger Abaday be recognized.
Councilor Roger Abada, you recognize.
I move that the proposed ordinance number 2025-734 be approved.
Second. Any second? Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve on second final reading.
Second. Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
There being no other matters to take up, Madam Chair, move for its adjournment.
Session adjourned. God bless us all. Councilor J, ano late gyapon ka? Councilor J. Ha?